welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in the tackle corner and I'm going to be showing you guys my top 3 lures of all time. These lures work great for pond fishing, lakes, rivers, streams. For beginners, it's an amazing way to catch fish. And there's 3 categories I'm going to be going over: worms, flukes, and swim baits. First and foremost, I just want to apologize for not uploading for a little while. I had a lot of stuff going on, so I wasn't able to find the motivation to make videos, but that doesn't matter because now I'm back. The reason you clicked on this video was about the lures, so that's what I'm going to show you. Starting off with the first category, which is worms. There's a lot of different worms out there, a lot of shapes and sizes. They're probably the most common soft plastic category. You walk into a tackle shop, you can see aisles and aisles of worms, depending on how big your store is. But there's only 4 worms you really need to worry about, and I'm going to show you in this video right here. Starting off with the Strike King Ocho. This is a pretty well used pack, as you can see. There's only like 3 in there, but it's a very versatile worm. You can fish it a lot of ways, but my favorite way to fish it is on a weightless EWG. All you need is this hook right here. Thread it through just like you would any Texas rig worm, and it will catch tons of fish. You fish it just like a fluke, cast it out, let it sink, jerk from side to side. I've actually done a video on fishing the fluke, and the link for that will be in the description below if you want to check that out after this video. This is the 5-inch version of my personal favorite color, watermelon red. They call it double header red, but it's just the same as watermelon red. Next up is a Riot Bait Baton. Now, one of the most effective ways to fish a worm is on a wacky rig. And this is what this worm is designed to do. It's a 4.5-inch worm. This color is Smoky Bandit. It's a very natural color. You can see it's got the pink bottom with the black top. The black top gives it a really nice contrast, and the way you fish it, you put the wacky rig hook through it. My favorite wacky rig hook is the Owner Sniper Finesse #1 size or 1/0 size. Other great hooks for wacky rig include the Gamakatsu Octopus hook, size 1 or 1/0, the Berkley Fusion 19 wacky worm hook, or the Owner SSW hook. It's just a small hook. It's similar to the Gamakatsu Octopus circle hook for a little bit cheaper. Next up, another very versatile bait is the Zoom Trick Worm. This color here is Watermelon Green Flake. It's a very popular lure to fish weightless on an EWG, just like the Ocho. But my favorite way to fish it is on a wacky rig or a Nico rig, which is a wacky rig where there's a little weight inserted into the worm on one side to make it nose along the bottom. You can also fish it on a shaky head or a Texas rig, and you can get a 20-pack of those for like $4. So really cheap and very effective worm. Last but not least for the worm category is the Big Bite Baits Trick Stick. It's a Cinco style worm. Other good colors for this worm are green pumpkin, white, or pink. Pink might seem surprising for some of you, but for some reason bass and catfish really like a pink worm. In this video right here, Solly catches a catfish on a pink worm. Alright, so that does it for worms. It's definitely the most versatile and effective lure category. Just rig it weightless, wacky rig or Texas rigged, cast it out there, let it sink a little bit, give it a few twitches, it'll catch all the fish. And for those fish that aren't interested in the worm, a great lure that's easy to fish is the small swim bait. My 2 favorites are the Strike King Rage Swimmer and 3.25-inch, or the Zoom Super Swim Fluke Jr., which is like 3.5, 4 inches. The first time I ever outfished Solly was on this lure right here. Very cheap, very effective. If I take anyone out fishing who isn't as experienced in bass fishing or is more of a beginner, I'll give them one of these on a weighted EWG hook, either like this Owner Twist Lock weighted EWG, or this style of weighted hook. I believe this is a Big Bite Baits one, but Gamakatsu also makes a really good one. You can also fish it on a Texas rig with the same 3/0 EWG hook I showed you for the Ocho and a 3/16 bullet weight. These lures are very simple to use. You just cast it out, wait 1 or 2 seconds to let it sink to about mid-depth, reel it in. You can fish it shallow or deep, and it's best fished in spring, late spring, and in the fall when the fish are very keyed in on small bait fish like these. The two lures, Strike King Rage Swimmer, green pumpkin pearl color is my favorite, or the Zoom Super Swim Fluke Jr. So that just leaves us for the last lure category, one that's a little bit more complex to fish, but still pretty easy and that catches a lot of fish. It's the Fluke. And you might have noticed there's a lot of Zoom lures in this video. That's because they're cheap. You can find them almost anywhere in the world. They're very durable. You can catch 3 fish on one. My 2 favorite colors, baby bass and white ice. If your lake is clearer and deeper, use the white color. And if it's a little bit dirtier and there's a lot of small bass and bluegill that you think the bass are keying in on and eating, use the baby bass color. You can rig these a lot of different ways. I like to rig it on a 3/0 Superline hook. I actually did a video on how to fish it. It'll be in the description. A very, very good lure for pond fishing, for lake fishing. This lure will do it all. Right there. It's also a very good chatterbait trailer. You can also use the small one for smaller spinnerbait trailers. And very versatile, very easy to use soft plastic lure. So those are my 3 favorite categories. If I missed anything, if you have any video suggestions, leave it down in the comments. In our next video, I'm going to be taking these lures to the pond where I fish. I'm going to try to catch a fish on every single lure. I bring 2 rods with me. These 2 rods will work for every lure, but if I only had one, it would be a spinning rod. This is an all-purpose spinning rod, 7-foot medium fast action rod with a 2500 size reel, 20-pound braided mainline to a 10-pound or 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. Another favorite of mine for flukes and for anything with a slightly bigger hook or weight on it, I like this rod right here. A 7-foot medium heavy fast action bait casting combo with 15-pound or 12-pound fluorocarbon line. So that does it for this video. If you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.